Hello, hello, and welcome to another episode of the
Latin
Latin Voices.
voices.
Happy and blessed Thursday for those who are on Thursday. Happy and blessed Friday for those who are on Friday. And today we're bringing you the following topic.
Okay, our topic for today is no one starts ready, they start willing.
Yes, so that's what we're going to be talking today. But before we dive into our topic, let us introduce ourselves. So, hi everyone, my name is Sandy. I'm originally from Panama, but currently residing in Surrey, British Columbia, Canada. I also work in the movie industry, and I'm a proud digital business owner and mentor.
Hello, everyone. My name is Isabel. I am originally from Mexico, now residing in North Carolina with my family. I am a digital business owner and a mentor.
Yeah. So we also want to remind everyone that every Tuesdays and every Thursdays we have our live webinar. So if you want to learn how you can start your online business and start creating that plan B and that extra side of income, here are three ways that you can get in touch with us to learn more. So you can either put in the comments more info, send us a private message, or register directly into our website. So we do have free webinars every Tuesdays and Thursdays at the same time, so 5 p.m. PST and 8 p.m. EST. So tonight we have one. So again, if you want to learn, so all you have to do is just put in the comments more info, send us a private message, or register directly into our website. So when you register into our website, you receive an email with two links. First one is to register to the live webinar. So there you can pick either day or both. Second link is a link to the replay of the live webinar. So just in case you cannot attend, you can always catch the replay of the live webinar through that link. We also invite you to our private Facebook group where you get to see more success stories from members of our community and more information about the business. And I'm pretty sure you're also wondering, okay, so what is it that you're going to find out on the webinar? So on the webinar, you're going to find out how an online business plan works. And also you get the opportunity to hear from the panelists, which are members of our community, who will be sharing with you why they decided to start their online business and how this online business has transformed their lives. So let's see who will be the hosts and panelists for tonight's live webinar.
Okay, our webinar tonight, we are going to have Jay as our host. She's a resign educator. We're also going to have Trang. She's an interpreter. And we're going to have Lubna, who is a teacher, Hiva, who is a pharmacist, and we're going to have Aldijana, who is a quality lab inspector, and Katrina, who's a former nurse. We're also going to have Tangli, who is an accountant, and Lala, who's a former childcare teacher. So don't forget, if you want to learn more, you can either register on the website you see on the screen, send us a direct message, or comment info, and we'll be happy to share the information.
Yes, thank you, Isabel. So if you're catching the replay of tonight's live webinar, our replays has subtitles in several languages, and our live webinar has subtitles in 5 languages: that's Spanish, French, Tagalog, Vietnamese, and Arabic. So there you go. So now let's find out what is our topic for today.
Yes, our topic for today is no one starts ready, they start willing.
Yeah, so that's what we're going to be talking today. So, welcome back to another episode of the Latin Voices, and happy and blessed Thursday for those who are on Thursday, happy and blessed Friday for those who are already on Friday. So, today's message is simple but powerful, and that is, no one starts ready, they start willing. So, that's how we usually start, by willingness, by taking action. So, that um, willing to learn, willing to try, willing to look a little uncomfortable at first. But if you're waiting to feel 100% confident before you begin something new, I want to, well, we want to lovingly tell you that moment may never come, because you're never gonna be ready 100% unless you take action, because that's the only way that you're gonna feel ready. You gotta overcome that fear. So, well, today we're gonna be talking about this topic that we just mentioned, and for that we're gonna be talking about the following points.
Okay, we have 2 points for you. The first one is readiness is a myth, action creates readiness. And the second one, willingness outperforms talent.
Yeah, so those are the points we're going to be talking today. So let's start with point number one.
Okay, guys, I'm having a little bit of connection problems, but here is point number one for you. Um, so, point number one is readiness is a myth. Action creates readiness. For years, I told myself I just needed a little more time, more preparation, more clarity, more confidence. I thought readiness would feel like certainty, like a calm, clear signal that said, "You are ready. You're now qualified to start something. You're now capable. You can now begin." But that moment never came. And let me tell you, it's not going to come. And what I have learned, both through research and through my own journey is this: readiness is rarely a feeling, it's a byproduct of action. You have to take action and start preparing yourself for something. You just don't you can't start doing or getting the knowledge or getting the confidence without doing it. And studies published the Journal of Behavioral Science showed that over 80% of people delay pursuing goals because they don't feel ready. Yet those who take small action steps report increased clarity and reduce anxiety within weeks. And you may be asking, why? Well, because actions gives your brain evidence. When you move, even imperfectly, you interrupt fear. When you try, you collect data. And when you show up, you prove to yourself that you are capable of learning. So, in my own experience, I did not feel ready when I started something new. I felt unsure, I felt stretched, I felt exposed. But each small action changed me. So the first time I try, I gain awareness. The second time I try, I gain skills. And the third time I gain confidence. Not because suddenly became I became different, but because repetition replaced that with experience. And I know we keep telling you this, guys, but this is really what happens. This is how it is. And I can really tell you this because I've been through it. This is how my journey started. I always wanted to have all the answers. I wanted to have the confidence. I wanted to know everything without starting. But the truth is, you can't. You can't get the knowledge. You can't get the confidence. You can't get the experience without starting the thing that you have in mind. You don't become ready and then start. You start, and readiness will catch up. So every skill you admire in someone else, anybody else that you admire in leadership, communication, business, confidence was built step by step. No one begins fully prepared. They begin willing. This is the key word today is willing. You have to be willing to learn. You have to be willing to push yourself. You have to be willing to really do the things that you have to do. And willingness is enough to create momentum. So, readiness doesn't come before action, it grows because of it. Start before you feel ready and let the moment build your confidence. Okay.
Thank you, Isabel. Yeah, so Isabel talk about readiness is a myth and action creates readiness. So yeah, many times like Isabel mentioned, we're waiting for that, like waiting to have the knowledge, waiting to have the time. But if you keep waiting, you're gonna wait forever because it's never gonna happen. You're always gonna have an excuse, saying like, oh, I'm not ready for this because I need to get more knowledge. So you just have to. The truth is, you just have to take action. Okay. So now let's move on to point number two. So willingness outperforms talent. Okay. So when I began, my digital business journey, I didn't come with a marketing degree. Okay. I wasn't a tech expert and I wasn't someone who had built businesses before. But one thing that I had was willingness. Okay. And after 25 years in the film industry, I knew how to work hard, but this was different. There were new system, new tools, new languages. There were moments, when I could have said, this isn't my world. But instead I say, I don't know how yet, but I'm willing to learn. So, according to the Stanford Growth Mindset Research, confirms that individuals who believe abilities can be developed consistently outperform those who believe talent is fixed. And, you know, the advantage of this isn't intelligence, is the effort plus the belief. So that's what it is. So in our community, in our online community, I've seen this over and over, moms, immigrants, caregivers, professionals, many stars without talent in business or tech, but the ones who grow are the ones who stay willing, you know, willing to ask beginner questions, willing to practice imperfectly, willing to follow the system, because you have to be coachable, willing to showing up when it feels unfamiliar, so talent must give someone a head start, but willingness determines who stays. So here's the message for you guys: confidence doesn't open doors first, is the willingness that it does. Okay. So every entrepreneur you admire once felt unsure. They didn't start with confidence. They were unsure, but they were doing. And we have so many stories, of so many people, like Tony Robbins is once, if you heard the story of Tony Robbins, when he started, he wasn't an expert. He was brand new, people didn't believe in him, but he was the willingness to prove to the other person, that person, that there was one person who kind of like, I don't know the word in English right now, uh, Loreto. Um, so this
Challenge.
challenge, yes, thank you. The challenge him, and because of that, he forced himself, even if he wasn't built that confidence, he forced himself just to prove to that person that he could do it, and then he did. So that's the willingness. So they didn't wait to feel ready, they decided, growth matter more than comfort. And that single decision changes everything. That single decision changes your life path, So, like, for example, to Tony Robbins, if he wouldn't have made that decision, to challenge himself, to get out of that comfort zone and just do it, that having that willingness, he wouldn't be who he is today. So yeah, so that's the message for this. So now let's find out what is our key topic. No, sorry, the key takeaway for this topic.
Yeah. So our key takeaway for today is if you've been waiting for a sign, maybe this is it. You don't need to have it all figured out. You don't need to feel fearless. You just need to be willing. Because the moment you choose willingness, you shift from stuck to moving.
Yes, so that's our key takeaway for this topic. So we hope so that you love what we shared today and you learn something that no one starts ready. It's just the start. They start with a willingness. If you have that willingness to do something, then you can acquire that bad confidence. You can acquire that those skills as the way you go. you know but yeah, you have to stop being waiting for that readiness, because it's never gonna happen. Okay. You're gonna start delaying until you finally decide to take action. But then time is something precious that we cannot recover back. So the sooner you take your decision and take that willingness, the sooner you're gonna start seeing results and change back. So if you like our topic, you can put in the comments, what you like, or if you have any tips, you can put it in the comments too. And if you want to learn and be part of a global online community where you can grow, where you can, build that self development, build that confidence, and you have people that support you, along the way, and to motivate you, uplift you, are there with you in the goods and bads, because we have highs and lows. Um, Here are 3 ways that you can get in touch with us. You can either put in the comments more info, or send us a private message and we'll be happy to answer any questions that you might have. Or you can register directly into our websites on the screen. So now let's find out what is our topic for next Thursday.
Okay, so next Thursday we're gonna have stop comparing your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 10. So this is one is gonna be a good one as well.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to be talking about comparison, progress, and how to stay focused on your own journey without losing confidence. And this is something that we usually, as new beginners or rookies, in our journey, we usually make those mistakes. So we are showing you now so you don't do the same mistakes that we did at the beginning, so you come with the right mindset. So, saying that, we want to say thank you to everyone that has watched the live with us today. For those catching the replay, thank you so much. And to our followers, thank you so much for being part of our journey, for believing in us, and for engaging with our content. We want to wish everyone a happy and blessed Thursday for those who are on Thursday, and a happy and blessed Friday for those who are on Friday, and a happy and rest of the weekend for everyone. Thank you for watching the live with us today, and until the next episode of the Latin
Latin voices.
voices. Thank you, everyone. God bless you all. Thank you for watching.
See you.